Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on in to the Porpoise Pod. Brendan Tobin here with you alongside my co-host Alejandro Solana. He is very tired off a team plane. Wore pants worn on this team plane? Because I haven't put on pants since this game. This was one of the most epic games in Dolphins history, man. An epic comeback. What was that like to watch in person, my friend?
That was easily the best game I have ever seen in person. Easily. It tops the Miami Miracle. Easily the best game I have ever seen from the Miami Dolphins in person in my lifetime. It happened, Tobin. It
Dude, it was
happened.
crazy. It's
It
crazy.
happened. It happened.
I don't even understand what the hell I watched today because I went from thinking that Lamar Jackson was just, putting forth one of the great revenge games of all time because it felt like he could do whatever the hell he wanted to the Miami Dolphins, to the game we have been waiting for Tua Tagovailoa to have. Like, that is the epic performance, the epic comeback. That is what you want from a franchise quarterback. This is everything unleashed, everything people predicted or thought could be the best version of this Dolphins team. Dynamic speed all over the place. Mike McDaniel, offensive guru. It all comes together and it results in an epic comeback win against the Baltimore Ravens, 42-38. And I still haven't wrapped my mind around it. Like, it's here. We're Sunday night recording this thing, and it just felt like such a celebration today. Like, I don't know, people, it's not only that the Dolphins won, but they won in just such epic, fun fashion. That game was drunk. It was full of big time highlights. Your quarterback that you hope can ever do that when you draft a guy number 5 overall did that. And here they sit 2-0 to start the season. What a day. What a day, man.
First of all, we can finally stop going back to that Arizona game in Tua's rookie year to say, see, he has the goods. You see,
right.
Go look at the Arizona footage. He has the goods. We know it's there. We just have to uncover it somehow. We can finally stop doing that. Number 2, Brian Flores. I hate doing this again, but we knew it. We knew it the whole time. We knew it the entire time. And number 3, Tobin, what you just said there, the excitement of the game. That has never happened in the past 2 decades of Dolphins football. You're down 21 points at any point in the game.
You're dead.
And you keep shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, that's been, kind of that's been the essence of Dolphins football for quite some time in my lifetime. I'm 28 years old. I'm born in 1994, Miami kid. And from what I can remember, because I don't remember the Marino years other than YouTube highlights, from what I can remember, it's mediocrity, and it's when you're down big, you keep shooting yourself in the foot. And the Dolphins did the complete opposite. We have never experienced those types of games, and we saw it today, and Tua led it. It wasn't the defense. The defense deserves, we're going to get into it, offensive line, defense, like they deserve a bunch of credit. But Tua did it today. He finally did it.
Yeah, like this was such a wild game in that every facet of the team had a hand in them being able to lose this game, but every one of them had a hand in them winning this game too. It was a roller coaster, and the I think it was Mike McDaniel afterwards where he's given the speech, and it was such a great thing where he's just like, that adversity they're able to turn into an opportunity, and they did that. Like, he was saying that he was hoping he could get a chance to see how his team would respond to adversity. I didn't think it was going to be this. I mean, like, this was, what was starting to feel very demoralizing. And I think for any fan base would naturally feel that, all right, kind of beat a stinky Patriots team last week. We know this Ravens team is dangerous. We know what Lamar Jackson's capable of. You keep having mistake after mistake, and now you're getting drubbed. For that to all be eradicated, that is what you want in a franchise quarterback. The franchise quarterback is supposed to be the great eraser for when things are not going great, when you feel like you have no hope. Can you just, say, forget about it? And that's what he was able to do today, man. Just never broke, was never shook. And like at points where this is a game where he had Justin Houston basically having him run for his life at one point during this game. to shake all that and, get to this where he is just throwing bombs to his new best friend, Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle is scampering all over the place, can't be caught. Like that trio is what everybody was hoping for would be able to do this. And it was just such an epic watch, dude. Like it was so exciting. You know, it had everything everybody's been waiting for. It felt like something that you had been promised, and you're just like, yeah, but is it really going to happen? Last week was a little bit lackluster. All right, how long is this going to take to get together? And you feel that way kind of through the first half of this game. And man, to flip it on its head like that was just unreal.
Tobin, I can't think of a better, even if we would have scripted out the best possible situation, the best game statistics wise, whatever you want to script out for Tua, this surpassed it, right? Like even Tuanon, who are the biggest Tua supporters, who have been championing Tua harder than anybody, couldn't have imagined he would do he would have a game where he'd throw 6 touchdown passes and he'd surpass 400 yards. Tyreek and Waddle would have a combined, what was it, like 4 touchdowns between the two of them. Like it's crazy. It really is. Like when you really put it into perspective, it is it's insane. I can't even wrap my head around it.
It's so nuts because I saw this tweet out by the Dolphins communications department that he has now the 4th most passing yards in Finn's history in a game. All top 4 were held by Marino. And so he finally gets to sneak in there amongst all these Marino yardage games because, he was just a video game and a man who was ahead of his time as far as chucking up the big numbers. But it was crazy. Yeah, it had everything that you would want because it's not only that you have the epic 4th quarter comeback, but Tyreek Hill bombs, which is just like, he's got to feel great with this too, because he knows everybody was laughing at him. Everybody's laughing at him the first couple of games with Kansas City and, they don't need Tyreek Hill. They could go on without Tyreek Hill. And so he's got a double middle finger game to show you, see, I told you. That's got to feel great for him. Mike McDaniel, everybody who's been singing to his praises and saying, no, this guy can do it. Don't be so hard on yourself, Tua. And for him to finally see the fruits of that on display with this kind of a victory is just unbelievably awesome. It was feel good all around, dude.
Everywhere. The locker room moment between the team, by the way, you mentioned it, was really cool. If you haven't seen it on the Dolphins website, or on their social media, the Dolphins website, on the Dolphins social media pages, that was really cool too. Tyreek post game talking about, the Tua doubters, if you still don't believe in them. Waddle post game as well. The quote he had after the game he I guess Tua in the huddle says it's either us or it's either them or it's us.
That's Goosey's, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Oh boy.
I mean, that's so good. That's so I want that mic'd up. Does anybody have that mic'd up? I need that. I need that content in my life. I need to inject it into my veins for Tua to look through everybody in the eye, be like, it's either them or us. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Tyreek Hill, that last drive showed us who Tua really was as a leader. It had everything, man. It really was. I think for him, even with this week, you got, Sean Payton's out there saying to the guy, I think there's going to be 2 quarterbacks this year. No, there's not. And for everybody who's been down in this guy, you mentioned Flores, you mentioned all the adversity this guy's had to go through, and for him to, have the support system, it's great to all say, but you got to have the performances to really back it up. And this did that today. It was absolutely epic. Dolphin fans running in the street. I mean, it's craziness out here.
Did that happen? Did that really happen?
Dude? Oh, dude, people were running through their neighborhoods. Like it wasn't pots and pans. We know what we sell it. We reserve those for, but still, they were going crazy.
Yeah, we reserve pots and pans for after we beat the Bills week 3, because I'm going to La Carreta on A Street with my pots and pans after we beat the Bills in week 3.
It's a beat the Bills parade because we haven't beat the Bills in like 9 years. It feels like.
Look, you mentioned Marino, and I'm not doing this thing right now where we're gonna put him on that level. However, I will say you haven't had a comeback Marino-esque since he retired. Since 13 retired, you haven't had that type of comeback. So it's just fun. We mentioned Mike McDaniel making Dolphins football fun again. Like he really is. He is doing that. And And today, just in 2 weeks, we got the best game we've seen in a decade. Like what, what, what game in recent memory was better than this? Wildcat, maybe in 08, maybe.
Wildcat felt good. They started 0-2. They really needed that game. Stunned everybody. Belichick's stupid face. You mentioned the Miami Miracle. But that was kind of like that was a dressing game. It was a fluky game. It was like Patriots were the Patriots, and it was just nice to do it to the Patriots. But this is like, oh man, like you go and beat the Ravens, who are a good team. Like you go beat them on the road. First time they've ever won in that building. First time they've won in Baltimore since '97. And you go and win that game. It's like, oh man, maybe this team's like, maybe they could do something. Like we talked about the tough start, the tough schedule that they have to go. But now you're seeing the Bengals. They've lost back-to-back weeks on last-second field goals. You got them on the short turnaround. But if you win this game coming up against the Bills, if they're able to do that, not to get ahead of ourselves, but like if they could do that, you're gonna solidify yourself as like, oh, they just beat two teams that everybody thinks is for real. I mean, you might want to the Dolphins are going to put people on notice if they win next week.
Yeah, and it's not just like to put in the proper context. It's not just beating the Ravens for the first time since '97. It's not just McDaniel taking out Harbaugh and Belichick in the first 2 weeks. It's not just Tua beating Lamar. Like the Ravens were playing really good football. They opened up the game. They opened up the game with the kickoff return, and at that moment, tell me you didn't feel like, all right, this one's gonna get ugly, right? Like it felt that way. And then Lamar's run in the third quarter, like you're saying, the game's over. There's no way that they can do this, man. To come back 28 points, led by Tua. I mean, I can't. I'm telling you, I can't script a better win for the Dolphins. You can't do it.
Dude, I thought Lamar Jackson was on his way to being the toast of the week because there's a lot of people who are like, man, the Ravens are really screwing around with Lamar Jackson's money. Like that's kind of messed up. And I don't really understand it because to me, he's one of the best players in football. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Like that's after that 78-yard run, I'm like, yeesh. I'm like, all right, the flirtation may have to start after this because this guy looks good. And yeah, he just looked unstoppable. And the defense was kind of getting torched all over the place. There was big chunk plays. Xavier Howard's having a really rough day today. And it just, all that success, it felt like the Ravens were like, oh, okay, you guys thought you guys got us cute last year. They were going to make some kind of a statement. So yeah, to feel like a team was a juggernaut and you to stop them in their tracks with a defense that was getting carved up. And then they kind of just, all right, we stopped the bleeding. They put to rest. Tyreek Hill, he's out of the game. That doesn't sound good. He looks hurt. Your prized free agent all of a sudden is like gone. And then he comes back and he does that. So wait, that's a cramped up Tyreek Hill, a rehydrated Tyreek Hill who's still running past everybody. Like they were not even close to him.
Nowhere.
He's a cheat code. Like we know he's good. Okay. There's a difference between when you see a guy and you see him on Twitter highlights, but you watch a guy every play. Like Jimmy Butler was like this, like with the Heat. Like I didn't get Jimmy Butler until Jimmy Butler was on the Heat. And it's like, you get Tyreek Hill. It's like, yes, Tyreek Hill's fast, but you don't realize he's holy bleep fast. Nobody can touch this guy at all. Like you have a really fast guy on your team and Jalen Waddle. He's not as fast as him, but he's still faster than everybody else. But this guy's so much faster than everybody. And it's like he was laughing at them. Just skipping down.
He threw up the deuces on the second, what was it, the 60-yard bomb on the second one to tie up the game. We finally feel, as a Dolphins fan, what it feels like to have a true number one. Yeah. Because the Brandon Marshalls and the Mike Wallaces miss me with all that nonsense.
But the thing is, they might have two of them. Like they might have two of them. Like they seem like the most unstoppable duo in the league. Because there's really good receivers out there. You got another one? Because how are you going to catch him? This is so fast. It's ridiculous. I mean,
I wish tomorrow was next Sunday. I wish tomorrow was next Sunday, Tobin. Give me the Bills. Give me the damn Bills right now.
These numbers are crazy. 11 catches for 190, 2 touchdowns for Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 171 yards for Jalen Waddle, 2 touchdowns.
Crazy.
That's well, what is that? Who does that? What is this team? This is not what I'm used to. Jalen Waddle got targeted 19 times, by the way. You make me Daniel's like, yeah, we were trying to get the football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill, 13 targets, and he was gone for like, I don't know how long he was gone, but it felt like forever. I was like, where is he? Comes back.
Give me the damn Bills tomorrow, Tobin. Let's run it back tomorrow.
Bring him
in tomorrow.
Dude, I mean, look, he's just sitting here. Tua's just sitting here 2-0. And Joe Burrow is getting his ass kicked. He's 0-2. Justin Herbert, he's got hurt ribs now. That's tough. I heard that's a bear to deal with, those cracked ribs,
especially in LA.
Seriously, with their quack doctors
in LA.
Yeah, quack doctors. All right, we'll swim on more with the Porpoise Pod after this. Porpoise Pod swimming on here after a victorious Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. Your Miami Dolphins are 2-0 to start the season for the first time since 2018. Another cool staff from the Miami Dolphins communications department, Solana. Mike McDaniel, first coach to start off his Dolphins career 2-0 since Jimmy Johnson.
Wow.
So how about that? I mean, we've been through a lot of coaching changes. McCoachin only got to start off 2-0, undefeated. Looks good. By the way, shout out to Lamar Jackson. I never see a guy do this after the game, but he tweeted out, "Good bleep, Miami Dolphins. Ravens were going to bounce back." I know he's just the coolest. I do like him for it's tough that it had to go down like that, Lamar. I know you're beloved down here, but like, props to that guy. Who does that? Just says, you know what? Little nod to the competition. It was a good game.
Yeah, I mean he's paying a little respect after that game, right? Like he's paying his respects to a team that got a big win. Went on the road, was down big, was down bad, was playing bad, and picked up really like a defining win, right, Tobin? I mean, we talked about it a little in the first segment. This could be like the when we look at the McDaniel era, who knows how long from now, this could be that game where you circle it and you say that was the defining moment of that era. It really could be. I don't think I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Look, I think that what's great about it is I feel like he has gotten a lot of goodwill to start his coaching career, and that's all great. He could be wacky guy in the press conferences, and he could be a little bit quirky, and he can be big balls McDaniel with a wheelbarrow, but he's right. To see how his team responded when things weren't great today, that I think really defies what is a great coach, because it's easy to ride when things are easy. But I think that's the thing that's encouraging about it, is he is basically called his shot. He said what this was going to be. He's not a guy who gets all secretive. He's kind of as real as it gets, which is why I think people dig him. Like he seems like a guy who's just kind of enjoying the moment of life. He's a bit of an underdog story and overlooked himself. And I think kind of just fits in perfectly with the attitude of this team. But yeah, look, dude, if this guy goes down and he has himself a hell of an era as a Dolphins head coach, of course, this is going to be a definer for sure.
Yeah. What were you thinking after that first half, though? Being 100% honest, what were you thinking after the first half? Because for me, it wasn't good. Like I was very down after the first half. I was thinking,
yeah, it was interesting because I was like, I don't know if I texted you or if I texted the morning show, but like I love following Zonk's tweets during a game. He's unfiltered, and Zonk, who was very high, when he met McDaniel, I think he tweeted out something to the effect. I'll get the exact tweet here. It was like, "They look unprepared, unrehearsed." I was like, "Damn, Zonk." Yeah, Zonk tweeted out, "They look unprepared, unrehearsed. Hashtag MIA versus BAL. Hashtag NFL. Hashtag fins up."
Always too many hashtags is Zonk. Always too many.
Yeah. So he then, so Zonk's like, unprepared. Like, yeah, you don't want to hear that if your team looks unprepared. But they were like, it's one of these things where like, dude, everybody had a hand in it. Like the special teams blunders, the way they were getting torched on defense. Those two interceptions were like, super cringe. Like he throws this one in triple coverage, it bounces off, boom, that's picked off. And then he tries to throw this, this throw to Waddle, and it was just like, picked off. And the thing that was interesting about it, CBS comes back from halftime, and I apologize for the reporter's name escaping me, but she's like, yeah, Mike McDaniel said that he thought they were pressing too much, that they were forcing the issue too much on offense, which was interesting because Tua said in the post game, he goes, I just was going for too many big plays, which is exactly what that interception to Waddle, the second one, really felt like. The first one too a little bit, but especially that second one where he was just like they were going good and he just tried to force the issue way too much, and it resulted in disaster. And Lamar Jackson made him pay, and I was just like, this. I wasn't so much a McCoachin thing. I was definitely like, this is going to be a buzzard game for Tua. They were circling in that first half for him.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I felt, because remember in the first game when he throws up a duck to Tyreek, and Tyreek kind of just came down with it, stole the interception away from the DB against the Patriots. Like I almost in the back of my head thought to myself, is Tua going to get used to that, right? Like is Tua going to get used to being bailed out by these elite receivers? And that's what it felt like to me in that first half, where he had, if you go look at that first interception, he had Ingold, who, by the way, played a fantastic game before he got hurt. He had Ingold wide open for a first down, 6 yards short of Tyreek. And instead, he went for his guy, right? Which I understand. The problem was his guy was triple covered. And it ended up being like a wacky play. It gets tipped. The ball almost hit the ground. Good play by the defender, Williams. But then the second one, he's covered. Not much going for the Dolphins. Feels like he has to make a big play, and he just threw it up to Waddle, who wasn't open. Like there was coverage over the top. He was covered down below. There was nothing open. And I was very frustrated. I truthfully was. But obviously the response.
I am too. Like, dude, when you have a comeback like this, like these people who are like, hey, you never lose faith. Look, I didn't turn the TV off. I think that's like the ultimate sign. Like if you're sticking around and you're watching the game, it's two things. You either walk out of a building, a la Ray Allen Game 6, or you turn the TV off. Like I'm sitting here watching the game. Obviously, I'm going to watch the entire game, but yeah, it felt like one of these games where every mistake it was just they were getting capitalized on it. Like they'd make them off, or they'd make a turnover, and the Ravens would just go gash the Dolphins and do whatever they wanted. Because the Dolphins had this it was funny because after the Tua first pick of the game, huge momentum swing where the Dolphins goal defense has this huge stand on the goal line, like a really ball stand by them. And you're like, oh, all right, you know what? Let's just kind of eradicate. And I don't know if like that took all of the energy out of the defense, but it felt like they didn't get to stop the rest of the half. I don't know like what the actual drive numbers were, but like everyone after that, Lamar Jackson, because he fumbled the snap on fourth down, he was like a buzzsaw through them the rest of the way up until that fourth quarter. Like it was crazy.
Even that second interception by Tua, it happened late in the first half. I think the Ravens had 2 timeouts and like a minute 20 to go the length of the field, and they didn't even need the timeouts.
Yeah.
They literally drove it right down the Dolphins' throats easily. And that's when you kind of started feeling bad, right? The Dolphins get the ball back, they run a little pitch to Mostert, go into the half, and you're thinking, this is not good. But then they come out of the first half, and if I remember correctly, it was a touchdown to start that half, right? That's where they get the Gesicki touchdown.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the momentum kind of starts to switch into their favor until Lamar busts open a 73-yard touchdown run, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And you poop your pants again.
To Zonk's credit, he goes, big jump, great catch by Gesicki. Must have been some ass kicking at halftime. Hashtag MIA versus BAL. Hashtag NFL. Hashtag fins up.
Did Gesicki get the second toe in, or because again, I'm watching on like this small little monitor that we have in the booth, so I have no idea. And Tobin, it was pretty cool. The booth next to us, which we can see, was the NFL replay booth.
Oh, that is cool.
And after, the official comes out, he says, touchdown confirmed, the whole crowd starts going crazy. And it was cool to look over to the right and kind of look at the guys responsible for the call, kind of all look at each other laughing that the crowd was booing them so hard. That was really cool. But I really never got a good look at it, if it was actually a touchdown, if it was iffy, because I did see on the monitor it was a bang bang play. Like he may have stepped on the white line, he may have
I
not.
didn't even, yeah, dude. You know, it was one of those. I didn't even feel like it was a thing. Like I thought, like, yeah, he got it, and I didn't even feel like it was going to be questionable because there was some interesting stuff today, like that spot that they got. Like there was a couple times where the Dolphins it felt like got hosed on the spot, and then the Ravens were freaking out because remember I think it was a Tua keeper, and then he gets it on an effort, and they're like freaking out because he looks like he got it, and then the Dolphins got a bad spot, and then they fixed it. They were saying that on a TV broadcast or something like that.
Yeah, and it looked like he was short. They bring out the chains. It's half a football length of a first down,
yeah.
but it didn't look that way at all. It really didn't. I still can't. I still don't understand the chains, Tobin. I'll
Dude,
never,
I don't either,
for the
dude.
life of me, understand the chains. I still
I
don't.
don't get it. I don't think I want to get it, quite frankly. But it was the Ravens fan felt like they were getting upset with everything. There was that weird call too. The one that was really weird on the Dolphins, I'm trying to think what drive it was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Where Mostert gets called for tripping.
I think it was Edmonds.
It was Edmonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edmonds got bull rushed and just like toppled over. And in the meanwhile of like just basically doing a backwards somersault, he tripped the defender. And so he got called on a penalty for that, and it killed the Dolphins' drive. I was like, what the hell is that?
So it's funny.
Penalized for that?
It's funny you say that because the second it happened, I'm scrolling through Twitter to see the reaction, and I start seeing, like 10 seconds later, horrible call, officials suck, horrible call. I saw your tweet like horrible call, but from the angle we had, it totally looked like Edmonds tripped the hell out of him. Like he got bull rushed, kind of swung his legs around and tripped them purposely. Like again, that was just the angle we had, but it was funny to see that like juxtaposition where I'm seeing everybody react to the call from the TV broadcast, but from our angle, it was obvious as hell that he swung his legs around and tripped the defender.
I thought for sure that was a bull bleep call. All right, that's interesting to know. See, this why. So, dude, what was the? Can you tell us? And can you give us anything from the plane ride back? Like, what was it like?
So, here's what I'll tell you. There was no like champagne showers, nobody running naked through the aisles. But there was this sense of like, yeah, we knew that. Really? You heard it in the post game. Somebody, I don't remember who said it. If it was Tyreek or Jalen, I read it on Twitter, scrolling through Twitter while I was boarding the team plane. But somebody said like, we knew that Tua had this in him, and we're glad finally everybody's able to see it. And I'm telling you, that was the sense of the team. Truthfully, it really was, where we knew this team was capable of that. And I think, from one sense, right, every football team feels that way. Every football team goes into a season thinking that, they're at this X level, and then either they surpass it or they fall short of it. And I think the Dolphins truthfully believe, like, it wasn't just Tyreek talking up to I think the team, the offense truthfully believed, whether it was McDaniel, McCoachin's ability to inspire them, whether it was just them looking at the players around them and saying, holy bleep, like we have a squad, or whether it was just genuine that they believed that they could do this type of performance, put together this type of performance. That was the sense boarding the team plane, where it wasn't even like, oh my God, this was, I'm sitting there saying this is the greatest game I've ever seen in my entire life. And they're kind of just all chill. Like, yeah, we expected this.
Can you confirm or deny that Mike McDaniel entered the plane with a wheelbarrow?
He goes everywhere with a wheelbarrow,
of course,
ladies and gentlemen.
He goes
everywhere. He goes absolutely everywhere.
Okay, can you confirm or deny, like Tyreek Hill said after the game, where he says, I'm feeling drunk off that yak? Was everybody drunk off that yak? Because I feel like I'm drunk off that yak.
I was drunk off that yak.
I'm drunk off that yak, dude.
I was drunk off that yak. I was drunk off that yak.
Dude, he needs to sell those shirts. Like Tyreek Hill, get at that thing, man. At your little Aventura store. I'm drunk off that yak. So good, dude. Oh my God. All right, we'll pop some bottle noses.
Did he say that on the TV broadcast?
He said that at the podium.
Oh, amazing.
He said that at the podium. Yeah, he was a delight.
Remember before the season, we were saying this could either work out so great or it's going to be a disaster by week 4.
Yeah, no.
and we're getting the great end of it.
But it swung on 2 plays. That's the thing that's crazy about it. Cause I'm sure he's not thrilled, where he's like, man, all right, what was it? 6 catches for 48 yards. He's getting kind of beat up. Obviously he's hurting out there. He's cramping. And then all of a sudden the cheetah gets going. You hear his little signal that he has got for Tua. He's got a little sound. He goes, yee. That's a sound for Tua. When he goes, yee, that's a Tua. Yee.
Did you notice that he's talking in between snaps? He's talking the whole time.
Not surprising.
It's crazy to me. He's in motion and he's literally looking back at Tua, looking at him, hand gestures, talking to him half the time. It's something I've never seen before. And I'm thinking to myself, does Tua like this? Did Patrick Mahomes like this? Because it comes with the package. That is Tyreek Hill. It does.
I think he likes it when he's scampering down, giving up the deuces sign for 60 yards.
Yep.
I think he's like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get drunk off that yak. Take a break. We'll pop a little bottle noses on the other side. An epic Dolphins win. And of course, got ourselves an important game lying ahead. Porpoise Pod swims on after this. Porpoise Pod still basking in it, man. Great win for the Miami Dolphins. One more tweet from Zonk. Congrats to Coach McDaniel and the hashtag Dolphins team. 2-0. Great start to the season. Big test next week against the hashtag Bills. Hashtag fins up. Hashtag NFL. Hashtag MIA versus BAL.
I want to do like a tweet like Zonk, where the entire tweet is just hashtags. Everything.
He's my favorite follow on Twitter by far. I have him on notifications during the game, so I know exactly. Really? Oh yeah, because he only tweets during it. It's not like an annoying thing because he's the only. You ever put a Woj or a Schefter on notifications? A lot of garbage. They tweet a lot during the game. Yeah. Zonk only tweets during games, dude. So it's always worth it.
That's adorable though.
It is.
You got a little thing going. You got a little Zonk love going.
I do. He follows me back. I got on the ground floor.
Wow.
I feel Zonk on Twitter. I'm honored.
Wow. Yeah,
I'm honored to be followed by Zonk.
That's big.
He is. He's a delight too. Still with it, this Zonk. That's another thing. I had him on the show pretty recently. And
I saw it. Yeah, I did.
I saw it. He's still got it, old Zonk, and he's always in that NFL montage too. They always go with the Zonk silhouette. Now Tua's going to be in there. They should add him.
Very true.
Might as well just make him the logo. Quite frankly, I don't think we've gone far enough. Let me ask you this: who are you most looking forward to eating crow this week the most? Because or who are you looking forward to sniveling their way out of saying they were wrong about Tua the most?
So you put together that montage of the beard.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, hats off to you because that was terrific. That was terrific. Yeah. But I really didn't take too much issue with what Fitzpatrick said. I just expected at this point. But
I took some liberties with cutting out what I wanted to cut out.
You may have. Well. Yeah, too bad. But he really tried. He really tried not to step on Tua's toes while just being honest. So it's not Fitzpatrick. That's the easy one. It's this Sean Payton because he comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And guess what? Sean Payton could have been the head coach of this football team.
Right?
Could have been. He was that close. He was that close to being the head coach of this football team and giving us Tom Brady, who the Bucs lost today, right? Am I wrong about this?
That's a good question, dude. I don't even know what happened. I know there were a lot of crazy endings today, but nothing topped this game.
Regardless,
I feel like they did win. I think the Bucs did win.
Oh, they did win 20-10. I just saw a video. I didn't see anything today either. I saw a video, Tobin, of Brady throwing the iPad.
Oh my God, it was crazy, dude. That was great. There was a fight during that game too.
What?
Yeah. There, Marcus Lattimore and Mike Evans got into it, and Mike Evans shoved him. It was pretty intense. Like for football, as far as football fights go, that was pretty crazy. But Tom Brady throwing the tablet. Tom Brady, he's a curmudgeon. He's an old man. Of course he hates technology.
Well, this Sean Payton could have had Tua, could have been the head coach, but instead wanted to get Tom Brady, who's all of a sudden taking Wednesdays off now. No more hump days for old Tommy Brady. And then he has the gall to go on national TV and call for Teddy Bridgewater and say, yeah,
Right,
we'll see. Out of no, like, where did that come from?
dude.
Where did it come from after a win?
I don't know. Like, you know what? He is he's out to lunch. He's very clearly disgruntled that he is not the Dolphins head coach because he had a $100 million contract blown up by Brian Flores' lawsuit. But you want to know something? Sometimes you need a little luck for a godsend, and I'm glad that we don't have that old, washed up looking pug, Sean Payton. I need new age blood around here, and that's Mike McDaniel. Okay, this guy knows how to do new age football. Sean Payton, that onside kick was 100 years ago. I'm tired of hearing about it. All right, he's got Kevin James playing him in Netflix movies now. So you're right, that's a good one. Groveling wise, I just want to see what these sniveling losers have to say on Jet Up. They're always taking shots. That Greeny, Tannenbaum, Bart Scott, that whole Jets crew. I'd like to see what they got to say. See what they come in hat in hand.
This Tannenbaum, because he's the only big name who had Herbert over Tua, so he never misses a moment to remind you that Herbert was the better choice over Tua. He's the only one. He was the only one. Well, I remember Herbert throwing 6 touchdowns in a game, coming back down 21 in the fourth quarter. I don't remember that, Tobin. I don't
remember that either.
I don't recall that.
I don't remember that either. Look, Justin Herbert. And by the way, what a bunch of window dressing this guy gets to go into because, you threw a backdoor cover. Now everybody loves you because your ribs hurt. I remember Tua getting mocked for his ribs getting hurt. Like when he broke his ribs, it was like, see, Tua, too little, can't stay in there. All right. I guess that Justin Herbert is a ribs of steel. What did he get tackled with kryptonite? What happened to Superman?
Hey, and Herbert, let's see you go play 18 rounds of golf every day with a couple hurt ribs because our QB1 did it.
That's right.
QB1 did it.
That's right. He doesn't even like golf. He's going to be so sad because he's got nothing. And Joe Burrow, what's he been sacked like 15 times in 2 games? That's offensive line issues. That's tough. That's
incredible.
Tough.
Are you ready for 4-0, Tobin? Are you? Are you ready for the way that this city is going to be after 4-0? That's what I want to know.
Look, I just want to get to 3-0 first. I got a 1 game at a time mentality, Solana, and it's a very tough test with the Bills, who have been their daddies lately. But you want to know something? This is beating your father tour because they beat the Ravens once again. They won in Baltimore for the first time in 25 years. And now it is about time. It's high time they go and beat the Buffalo Bills because I'm sick of losing to that team too. Sick of it. Sick of it, dude.
Yes, sir.
They play on Monday Night Football, by the way. Jets, by the way, that'll probably be the star of Jet Up because the Jets, they kind of did like a mini Dolphins because they beat the Browns with 2 touchdowns in 90 seconds to win 31-30. So they're 1-1. That McCorkle Jones, he and his Patriots, they also got a win over the Steelers and Brian Flores. Tough sledding for Brian Flores. 17-14. Sounds like a real thriller.
Yeah, giving up 17 points to old McCorkle over there. Tomlin can't be too happy with his recent hire, huh?
Nah, he can't be. I thought you were some kind of a defensive guru there, dude. Seems to me like Dolphins doing just fine. Yeah. Just fine without you, Flo. Let's pop some bottle noses, man. Who do you got? Give me a couple of your players of the game here today as we pop some bottle noses.
I want to pop a little bottle nose, and it's easy to go Tua. It's easy to go Tyreek.
You can go easy. If you want to go Tua, dude.
A lot of people are going to forget something. Offensive line today, shorthanded, played their asses off. I mean, Tua, I think there was like one series in the second quarter where he was sacked a couple times.
Yeah, I don't know what was that. There was a series where Justin Houston just decided I'm gonna floss my teeth with Tua, and nobody was blocking. He literally nobody was blocking him. I know Durham Smythe whiffed on one. Teron Armstead just watched him blow by and goes, "Oh, that's a shame." I don't know what the hell happened there.
There was another play where Tua threw like a wide receiver screen, and Alec Ingold just didn't even try to block the cornerback, and Tyreek just got lit up, or maybe it was Sherfield or somebody got lit up right away. But seriously, the offensive line, I want to pop a lot of bottle noses for the offensive line because no Austin Jackson, and we know that Teron Armstead was hurt all week. Like, it was kind of the big point going into this weekend, right? Like, is Tua going to have protection? How's it going to look? They're injured. And bro, other than that one series where Tua got lit up like 3 times, for the most part, he had good pockets, good protection, and I don't think anybody's going to be complaining about the offensive line, which, by the way, if you're a Dolphins fan, is a good place to be. If you're not complaining about the offensive line, that's very unusual for the Miami Dolphins. So kudos to them. They deserve credit in a game where they're probably going to be forgotten because your quarterback, who's the clear bottlenose to be popped, had 6 TDs.
Dude, Tua deserves like one of those giant Miami Club signs with like sparklers and air horns and everything. All the popping bottlenoses for Tua today. He deserves it. He got the game ball, but then did the thing where he gave the game ball to everybody, which is adorbs. You know, can't keep the game ball for yourself, but that's his game ball today, dude. He deserves it.
Yep.
He deserves it. This was so much fun, dude. I'm just like, it's so like having a plan work out like this and having a win like this in the beginning of the season when it's all still in front of you. What it's going to do for this fan base. Like, you're right. Like, yeah, am I prepared for it now? I'm not, dude. I'm kind of still wrapping my mind around 2-0 and what this all means. Like, this feels, I mean, it's one of these feelings where it's like, sky's the limit, dude. It feels amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you just launched yourself into a category of, hey, like, they're not pretenders. They're not, right? Like, a lot of people have the Dolphins as sleepers. We'll see how it works out. New offense, new head coach, blah, blah, blah. You're not pretenders anymore. And Tobin, you know who deserves a damn bottlenose to be popped for them?
Tell him.
And you know, a lot of people might take issue with this. Chris Greer.
Wow.
He was there. Right. He was there. He made these moves. And you're 2-0. If I would have told Dolphins fans the first 4 games, you're going to go 2-2 against this schedule, I think everybody would have said, okay.
Definitely.
Like, all right, right? If I would have told you you're going to start 2-0, first time you start 2-0 since 2010. Chad Henne was the quarterback the last time you went 2-0.
That's wild.
And before that, the Dolphins hadn't gone 2-0 since 2002. Jay Fiedler was your quarterback when you went 2-0. So This is the first time in 12 years you're 2-0. Only the second time in 20 years you start the season 2-0. And you had to beat John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson and Bill Belichick to do it. Man, like if you're a Dolphins fan, you've got to be sipping on that yak, baby. Like you have to be.
Dude, I'm drunk
on that yak. You got to be drunk on that yak right now.
I'm drunk on that yak. By the way, that Mike Gesicki, they call this the gritty. Is that what was he attempting to do?
The gritty.
Yeah, he kind of looked like he was like a 40s like ragtime dancer. Like, hello, I just scored a touchdown. Yeah, like, I don't know what he was doing, man, but whatever. Mike Gesicki's got I'll tell you what, just pop a bottlenose on a specific play. That Tua eluding pressure, the touchdown to River Craycraft. That was a sick play, dude.
Crazy. He had a little nifty spin in week 1, yep. But I think he ended up throwing the ball away, but he evaded a sack. It was a little nifty spin. He got away the other way. This week, spins to his left. I don't even know, what is that, counterclockwise? I don't know. And
lefty, I don't really know anymore.
Yeah, whatever. Spins over to his left. Crazy spin, and then to go across his body, because you remember last week when he did that, and in the fourth quarter when we kind of wanted him to dive, and he like one hopped the pass to Sherfield in the end zone, and everybody was like, oh well, you know, how do you one hop a 12-yard pass into the end zone that would have iced the game? Hey, everybody, how about the spin and a dime ski to River Craycraft? How about that?
I just got sent a Photoshop on Twitter of Ryan Fitzpatrick in his purple shirt on a water slide. All right, everybody, look, let's calm down. All right, I'm just kidding. Celebrate all week. We'll talk to you next Porpoise Pod, everybody.
Let's get that yak, baby.